Hi guys, my name is Crystal. Welcome to my YouTube channel. Welcome old subscribers, welcome new. If you like my videos, please press the like button and please do subscribe. Alexa, what's the time please?
The time is 12:30 p.m.
Right guys, so last night I was talking to some people off of Facebook dating. Who you're speaking to, I have not got a clue. Way up until about 11:30, someone was talking to me on Facebook dating last night. I've got a Paul texted me off Facebook dating, which I'll answer in a moment. And somebody called Hopeful on Plenty of Fish has asked me, is my mother Jennifer okay? Because I told them I couldn't meet them because, my mum hasn't been well, and I spent time around my mum's when they were going to meet me, and now I don't feel well, which is ironic. So I've just got back off 2 phone calls, one from G4S who've refused to give me NHS free transport because I'm not in a wheelchair and I don't require wheelchair assistance and I haven't got a walking stick and walking aids. I have just filled in an e-consult form to my doctors because these heavy periods have been causing me to become dizzy and faint. The whole point of going to the hospital was it was urgent, and last time I did qualify for G4S transport and they took me up there to my blood transfusions. Now I'm being refused transport, even though it's on their records that I have been a customer of theirs. They're now refusing me transport. I phoned up the hospital, the ultrasound department, where a young lady answered the phone, and she didn't say this is the ultrasound department. She just answered the phone. I said, is that the ultrasound department? She said, yes it is. I said that I said the problems that I was having. She said that you can still have a scan while you've got a period. That doesn't matter. I said, I can't get transport at the moment because I can't. I've been refused it. And it was that department that told me to phone G4S the last time I rang them. So she said, well, we'll rearrange it for another time. She said, we can do it once more for you. So they've now rearranged my appointment to another date. I'm still bleeding quite heavily, which is causing dizziness, obviously. Dizziness and like fainting spells. So the appointment's been cancelled and I've rearranged it because I can't get transport basically, and I don't feel well enough to go on a train or a bus or muck about like I have done in the past, go shopping before I go to the hospital. I don't feel well enough. I've also had to cancel another eye test because I just don't feel well enough. So all my appointments have been put into the future because every time I now have a period, it's very, very, very painful. It's very, very, very heavy, and sometimes it lasts 2 months, which is debilitating. I can't do anything. I'm just constantly going up and down to the toilet, changing my sanitary protection. When I go outside, I've got to wear dark clothing. And I'm just being honest, I've got to wear dark trousers. They say that when you go towards the menopause, your periods get heavier, the pain gets worse, etc., etc. And it is. So I've emailed my doctor's surgery, and we'll go from there. But it is continuous, heavily prolonged bleeding, longer than a week. So the woman at G4S wasn't very nice to me at all. I mean, it's not just one way, is it? What about when staff and phone operators are abusive to you and rude to you? It works both ways, you know. They've got this, G4S has got this, like, if you're abusive to call operators, we can refuse you patient transport. But what if a call operator is rude and abusive to you? What does the person calling do about that? When they've upset your day by being rude and unhelpful? What does the customer do if a call operator is abusive and rude to you? What do we do? It works both ways, you know. It's like when you go into Boots in Chatham, they have signs up, you must not be abusive to staff. But what when you go to a counter with your prescription, like I've done in the past, you've got to take that back. It hasn't got the date on it. What do you do? When staff do that and it feels like they're provoking because they talk to you like a piece of shit. No, you can't. We can't accept that. Take it, but you've got to take it back and have a date put on it. And you know, and I'm a quiet person. I've gone into the co-op twice and somebody's gone to me, "Excuse me, can you speak up? I can't hear you." So obviously when I go into a chemist with my prescription, I'm quiet. And when I'm on the phone, I'm fairly quiet. And I've got people shouting and being aggressive at me, and it's unnecessary. It's really unnecessary. I'm a woman and I get upset. I suffer from depression. So when that woman was quite abrasive and abrupt to me, it hurt my feelings. It upset me. Of course, that's going to affect how I interact outside and with other people. If somebody's rude to me, it's going to upset me and upset my day. So I've scheduled all my appointments for next month, okay? So I've got nothing to worry about. Let's get myself back on my feet. I never know when a period is going to start because when a woman is leading up to the menopause, they get very erratic. And I don't know. Let's just hope that the next time I get an appointment, I haven't got a period. I went up to see Dr. Habib and he put a speculum up there. All he did was put a plastic speculum up there the last time I went up to see him, and that was it. He said, well, it doesn't look like there's anything wrong from what I can see, and I was sent on my way. And when I was sent up to the Medway Maritime Hospital with blood loss and anaemia, I was sent there as an urgent case, urgent. And I was sent home with no further treatment, just an urgent appointment to the gynaecologist. And if it's urgent, surely it should have been seen to then and there. And now this ridiculous obstacle's in my way. Every time I want treatment and help, there's some peculiar obstacle standing in the way, and I can't get seen or I can't get transport. And the phone call with my mother going on about I took things, right? Can we get that into perspective as well? My mum is eccentric. My mum is old. My mum has got bad breathing. And my mum, this is how it used to go. When my dad was alive, I'll be quite honest with you, when my father Derek was alive, I used to visit my mum and dad once a week. And it wasn't Dad that used to turn round and say, don't touch anything, leave everything as it is, and I don't touch things. When I went up there and my mum got anxious about the fire stick being left on, my father's fire stick, Amazon fire stick, which is still registered to Derek Grog, and that's what Derek called himself, my dad, Derek Grog. It works both ways because, you know, I've had things done to me, you know, but no one's dealt with the perpetrators that have done things to me. So I'm made out to be the victim. I'm a thief. I'm violent, and in fact I'm not. If somebody in the co-op can't hear a word I'm saying, I'm not very aggressive, am I? Who's going to be frightened of someone, excuse me, can you speak up please? I can't understand what you're saying. My mum gives me food. My mum helps me out with bills. Okay? I got cut off New Year's Eve and I was left in my flat with no electricity on. I happened to mention it to my mum and she offered to help me out. When someone gives you something and it comes from the heart, it's very nasty to turn around and say no thank you or keep it, I don't want it. I'm not that type of person. So when my mum offers me some help and she offers to give me some food and she's worrying about how I'm managing, then I'm polite and I accept help. I'm not rude and I'm not horrible. Right? There's no we've gone all through this before. When I first came down from Gloucestershire to Chatham in 2008 and I went up to the Medway Maritime Hospital, I got a pair of crutches thrown at me. Staff members threw crutches at me. I was treated like dog shit. A member of staff bent my foot right back when I said my foot hurt and she twisted it right back until I yelled out in pain. This is going back to 2008 when I first came down from Gloucestershire. I was, I have to say, allegedly abused by some members of staff at the Medway Maritime Hospital. Okay? I've done nothing wrong. I'm the victim. Whenever I've called the police on several occasions, it's because I've been suffering domestic violence. I've been worried about my children being put in danger and other things. You don't call the police and expect to get put in a police cell when you're the victim, do you? Well, I have twice, 2 or 3 times. What person calls the police and reports their own self for a crime? I mean, are you being ridiculous here? Are you honestly being ridiculous? They are getting frightened because they know who I am and what they've done. So if they try and turn the tables and make out I'm aggressive, I'm violent, they think they're going to get away with what they did to me, and they're not. And some of them are running scared. So if they go around, she's mad, she's nuts, she's not all there, they think other people are going to believe it, and more fool them, because there's still perpetrators out there. There still are, that I reported to the police and nothing's been done about them. And that is the truth. See you later.